party leaders there. And he was shouted upon. He was shouted upon. And we don't need your dollars. There was even a statement from the party secretary that said, if the $1,000 you are sending to us will create 5,000 problems for us, you, North America, keep your $1,000. That is not what we deserve in North America. I'm saying these things so that we all know that the gravity of why we are here today is for us to be able to do certain things to give respect to ourselves as an organization. Sometimes we seem to blame each other. When I read some things in the paper, everybody seems to know what the problem is, but nobody seems to find the solution. In North America, we blame ourselves. I think it was Brutus who once said to Cassius in Julius Caesar that the fault there, Brutus, lies not in our stars, but in ourselves. Sometimes let's make an introspection. Let's look amongst ourselves and see where the problem lies and try to solve it. The people that we are supposed to solve this with, we all know them. I have done a bit. I was talking with my brother, Mr. Tarawani, and luckily he appreciates it. I spoke to Mr. Leslie Allen. I spoke to Rashid of Ohio. I spoke to Chief. I spoke to Nane Thomas, and I believe they are all ready for peace. The timing for this meeting for some of them is not okay. That is why some of them are not here, but Mr. Tarawani will elaborate on that. But I want to appeal to everybody that if we want, we are also been working with Washington. Was it not for this meeting today, Washington chapter will have held a meeting with the Better Group with a means of finding a solution. And let me say here, the problem is not with the chapters. The chapters are doing a fantastic job. Washington chapter, I saw them last week. They have over $15,000 in the bank. They are recruiting membership. They now have over 50 or 60 new members whom they recruited. That is what people want to hear. Houston chapter, I was there. They started collecting money. I even donated $500 to them. They started collecting money for the elections. Texas chapter is doing fine. They have one of the cleanest books in terms of record. Ohio chapter is doing fine. They also have a very vibrant membership. Atlanta, they are doing a fantastic job. New York, they are doing a fantastic job. New Jersey have never invited me, but I believe they have a very capable team, and I believe they are doing fine. So most of the chapters are working efficiently. They also money. They also money from the last convention, so that's why I'm not mentioning. But what I'm trying to say is that I want to eyeball. Remember, I want to eyeball. Yes. You see, what I'm saying here is the chapters are doing a fantastic job. So why can't we then say cooperation of the national? The national, one thing you should know that you don't have a constituency. Your constituency lies in these people here. They are the ones that put you there. So many a time you have to work with your chapters to make sure that you maintain your own respectability. So I won't want to monopolize things. I just wanted to give you my own views and for you to know that the leadership of the party is not happy with the state of affairs, and that is why they've left you people to yourselves. That's something serious I'm saying. They've left you to yourself to sort yourself out. When you sort yourself out, then you tell them that, sir, we have sorted ourselves out, then they will take you back into their fold. But you have to do the cleaning up. As ambassador here, it's my job to report. Whether you call it Kogosa, whether you call it gossiping, that is it. Every 3 months, I report to my president on what is the state of relations between America and Sierra Leone, And also, I report on what is happening in the APC. If you set your problems aside, you work for the interest of the party, I will report that. That yes, we have a vibrant chapter here. If you don't do it, I will report that. So I hope and I wish you all that you all come here with a very open mind. Speak what you want to speak, but I want at the end of the day, let us know that the party is bigger than all of us. And let us, all of us, work for the interest of the APC party. I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, you still don't have the agenda, right?
Yeah.
Where are the agenda? Well, okay. The next item on the agenda is the chairman introducing the panelists, members of the peace panel. Mr. Chairman, do you know the peace panel? Let me give you a list. Well, those are the names.
First of all, Mr. Ambassador, the whole people back home.
And you all are going to invite him here, right?
No, definitely. He has been invited before, but there was something.
Okay.
We have to talk about that in-house. Okay. So, Mr. Ambassador, expect your invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad and I'm happy I didn't delve on that, but as the father of us here, the ambassador, has already said, it is a thing that we all should put in mind. So my own advice is that before we go further, let us remember and take note that the things that are bringing the problem in North America, we should try to stay away from. Please keep in mind the forum is not healthy. Try to do something more. With that being said, I will now introduce to you the panel that has the representatives like C. B. Amara, who is the chairman.
Just go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. Go
on. Sorry, Tarawali.
Drop the pa.
Yeah. That's what I asked. I don't have the list. And I'm just by the list. But as you know, everyone is having a title. I have to put that title. Yeah. Honorable Kadisi said. Dr. Jara. Okay, the F is missing.
Yeah.
Mr. Jibril Banks.
Mr. Banks is unavoidably absent. I believe he had to go on an emergency to Freetown, so he's not here. And there is somebody else that is not on that list. Jibril Banks is the last name you have, right?
Yeah.
You have Madam Kadikabi. Ashila.
And Madam Aishata Kabia. She is here, and she is a very important person also. She will be talking to us later on as we go on. She is the acting director of the diaspora. Remember, we all have been crying. We all have been crying that the diaspora is 10 miles away from us. Now, she is just inches away from each of us here. So, this is the panel.
And the panel will engage all of you here later on in the program. The next item on the agenda is introducing the APC chairman.
This is a trial. I know. Here I will introduce to you a well-known man, very reputable man, very distinguished man, and a very cool and calculated gentleman. very respectful, honorable, and also adores everybody in what we do and appreciate everybody's work in what we do. This person is no other person but Mr. Aziz Toure. I will now formally introduce you to Mr. Aziz Toure as the APC NA chairman, not a director. Mr. Aziz Toure, I think you can give the brief remarks to the people.
Good afternoon, all. First of all, I want to thank everyone that's present here this afternoon. As chairman, I'm really pleased to see everyone at you here. Even though some of the members are not here, to express concern and excuses why they are not here. I want to welcome the ambassador personally. I had discussion with you throughout this process. Thank God he's here with us. We have our meeting Taylor. Director of Procurement, Sarah. So he's here with us. He's here with us. We all know the APC North America, whenever we are at our best, we do everything possible for APC branch in Sierra Leone. But today, unfortunately, the branch here is at a crossroads, meaning we are facing so many problems. As chairman of this administration, we saw the need for us to call a conference, a retreat, whereby we can meet face to face and sort out our problems and see what we can do to move forward. I met with the executive, we had a discussion with them. We came up with an idea to summon an executive meeting and to invite members we believe would serve the interest of the party in the form of being moderators for our panelists whom we have here today with us. It is not easy at all. It's not a quick fix. It's a long-going problem, as the ambassador highlighted. But I believe with his blessing, probably we are coming to the end of the problems. And inshallah, I believe this is just the start of the end of the problem. Before coming here, we can accept every excuse, but honestly, the message has been there more than a month for us to have a retreat. And we announced the deal to every chapter president to go back to their members and have a discussion with them that we are calling a national retreat, meaning a peace conference in New Jersey. I know one of the excuses is that the message came in late, meaning my official notification came in late, 4 days. That's just an official notification, but I want to make it clear here that the message has been there to every executive member, including the chapter president, to go back to their members and let them know about this meeting. But it's unfortunate we do not have all the key players here. And it's a process. This is just the beginning. Probably at the end, it will be possible for us to have them and keep the peace process. As one of the key players said, this process is not going to be settled in a single day. We agree with him. That's right. That's why we started the ball rolling now. And with your presence here, I believe every one of us have influence over one another. So I'm asking you all to use that influence to talk to whoever I may not be able to relate to. Let them come to the table, let's talk, and make sure we restore the dignity the APC North America wants out. It's unfortunate what's happening in this branch. And we also see people we expect to play key roles in this process sitting aside, blaming the administration. Let me just make this clear. As we are here today in North America, be you a key player or not in this process, once you step your foot in Freetown and say you're coming from North America, you are blended as one of the troublemakers. So you're not going to escape it. So it's better to be part of this process for us to keep the peace and maintain the peace.
You're right.
So let the message go out. We've started the process today, and it's an ongoing process. The train will be moving slowly. At some point, we will ask everyone to come. If you are in for peace, we ask you to join us. We'll do everything we can to make sure we encourage everyone, we listen to every concerns, and pay attention to every voice so that we can have peace, or a lasting peace, in APC North America. Much have been talked about the suspensions, and I would say one or two things about the suspensions. In every society or organization today, there are rules and regulations. And those rules are there to moderate the membership or the behavior of every member. Honestly, there are consequences and rewards. For every good act, there's a reward for that. For any abnormal act, there's a consequence. And those consequences are not there to deter any member from participating in the APC North America. They are there to regulate the behavior in consonance with our APCNA bylaws and the APC Party Constitution. Unfortunately, certain members fall victim into the consequences we apply. And unfortunately, as you all see in all the forums, Aziz Toure is suspending people. Aziz Toure is driving people from the party. I hope they will only understand that I am the ceremonial head, but I'm working in consultation with an executive that was elected in a convention. For every decision that's been taken, starting from suspension, warning letters, has never come from Aziz Toure. It came as a result of a decision made by the National Executive, of whom most of these victims, they have representatives from their own chapters, and they voted in favor of the suspensions. So it's unfortunate the blame is being casted to one man. But that's not what we're dwelling into now. We're trying to find a solution. And I'll also remind you all, this problem started a long time ago. We had a meeting in Maryland sometime in 2008, which the Honorable Ambassador was there, Honorable Kadisi, and a few other personalities. We were invited. I was one of the members suspended. The Vice Chairman was a member, and 7 chapters were suspended. We made a demand that before going to the peace conference, the suspensions has to be lifted. And we were told we are not going to the peace conference with any preconditions. We adhered to what they asked us by the interim administration of Mr. Leslie Allen then. We went to the peace conference. It was based on our negotiations. We were given an opportunity to upgrade our status, our membership status. We went back, we did so, and the suspensions were lifted. Honestly, we are trying to exhaust every avenue to make sure we incorporate every member into the APCNA board. But I believe we have to follow the procedures that we did as a branch that we have in our APC bylaws, meaning we were inviting everyone to come here today, vent out your grievances. You will be looked at by the panel and maybe any other member, then we'll find an acceptable way to resolve our differences. It's not late yet, we can still do that. So I implore all of you to be part of this process. We have 5 people as panelists, but they're not going to do the job for us. I want to commend certain members here. They did the phone calls. They went the extra miles to convince people to come here. And that's why we saw some other members here, but some will not make it. But still, I encourage you all to continue the process of calling, encourage them to come so that we can have a lasting peace in APC North America. We have elections coming. We cannot compromise the win of 2012 to what is happening right now. So we need everybody on board. With that said, I want to thank every one of you for being here today, this afternoon. Now I encourage you all to continue the process. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the statements given of the concerns and feelings that you gave out for us all to remember, to take note of what has transpired since yesterday. Some key points I will take note of, but I will just reiterate and let people remember. As you say, the peace talk, the peace is not going to be settled in one day. So Rome was not built in a day. Nobody can build a house in one day, or not build a family in a day. That is where it's taken. And also, for us to get well committed in communicating to people, being civil, just convincing people that we are all one, we are all family. We all should try to make this peace work, to make the understanding come amongst us, settle it, build it up, so that we all can respect and love each other for what we are, and work as one, and put the party first and not our self-interest. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Mr. Chairman and either one of you can take the bonus of introducing national party members, minimum, bracket, senior party members who have their appointments from Freetown, like Honorable Dauda Tomo Bangura. I'm not going to be one for leaving out anybody.
That's why I
yeah, call the national for them.
That's why I
to
give
give about 3 minutes address to us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's an honor to take on this course of peaceful perspective. I will start by introducing the Vice Chairman of the APC NA, Mr. Sali Conte, is here with us. We have the Secretary General of the APC NA, the person of Mr. Hassan Kamara. We have the Assistant Secretary General of the APC North America branch, Mr. Samuel Ture. We have the Treasurer, Moni Baga, the Davis, and the Honorable Abi Bangali Mansare. I hope she will tell us how many. I don't know how much we have, but it's a secret. We have dynamic president of the Washington chapter. I decided to leave her on the side because she is the mother of all the chapters. Washington is the mother of all chapters, so always save that. So she is here with us, Madam Yabo. Of course, the host chapter is not a stranger. He already introduced himself, but it's my duty and responsibility to introduce him. So have our elder brother, Al-Haji Ali Badra Kamal. We have the man that always urges, elections are coming. This is what you're supposed to do. He's an honorable man. He's a man of God. He's a man that looks you in the eye and say, Mr. Chairman, you're wrong. Change this behavior or do this. He's not a person than Pastor Alusain Lovell. Of course, we have the man that goes out and tries to organize functions and make us raise some fund. And we are looking up to him for that task. That's the able person, Mr. Victor Simbo. I was about to get into trouble. But anyway, I'm correcting myself. I can see the gentleman right over there from Atlanta. That's the new president. Hopefully, God willing, he will be inaugurated from next week Saturday. Of course, we have our Director of Regional Affairs. He's a member of this chapter, Mr. Kode Mansari. We have with us
Observations, sir. We want to
stand up. Stand up.
all right. Also, we have with us here somebody that has served as APCNA and APC party, obviously with distinctions. And that service was not to go unrecognized. I will be blessed and honored to recognize the presence of Mr. Osman T. Conte. Also, what can I say about this person? Really? Yeah. We'll be here till tomorrow. She is one of my biggest fans, I'll tell you. She goes the extra miles for this administration, and I trusted her for a long time up to this point. And today, she is the president or the leader of the women's wing.
Wow.
Congress. Congress.
Now let me come to a key figure that was sent to us from the party secretariat as a peace broker of the APC and the fundraising ambassador of the APC. He is here with us today, and he has been doing a lot. Wherever we have an APC function, he's always willing and ready to be there. And I think we should recognize that, and he needs to be recognized in this gathering. There's no other person than Honorable Dawda Jomo. There are other chapter members. Now I can see the president pointing at me to introduce them, but I want him to introduce his members. But anyway, I can do that. This individual is a big brother. He always comes in when there's a problem, throughout the wisdom, and try to keep us calm and move forward. There's no other person than Aziz Nabi. Furthermore, now let me come to other significant individuals. Well, this person is already a member of the panel, so I don't want to introduce him, but I'll be doing injustice if I did not. And that's the chairman of the advisory committee, Mr. or I would say far, maybe Amara. This is the man that always calls me and gives me a message. Tell me we can go make a vote for you back. Well, the body in a chairman, the answer. And I always say, Tina Mitadina, one, two, I don't get you already, they go for the hour, I don't get it. So, and also, we have another member of the advisory committee here, and we are blessed to have this wise man among us. He's a very respectable man. He's been with the Philadelphia chapter for so much, doing very good with them. And we want to recognize his presence here today, Mr. MS Conte. I think there's a gentleman at the table here with us. He has already been introduced, but you know, he's another dynamic brother who works very hard for this chapter, and that's Mr. Abdurrahman Conte here with us. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if I did not call your name, it's no means of diminishing your presence or your active role in APC North America. The task here was to introduce the national executive members. I believe I went beyond that, but unfortunately, I don't want to name names all, but I expect the chapter president to call other individuals by name and introduce them so that they can feel respected and valued in this gathering. So I will leave it to the chapter president to do the slide of introduction. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, let's recognize Honorable Elder Bangura to give a 2-3 minute speech. Remember now, Honorable, you can't speak more than that. I know. That's why it's 2 minutes.
Okay, yes, I'll go to that, Mr. Chairman. I cannot do myself justice without introducing the remaining members of my chapter. Because if this thing can be successful as it is, as I'm stating, I have to introduce them because they are part of it. And with all due respect, I will now start introducing Mr. John Samba. And the lead, the advisors of the chapter of New Jersey. Mr. Amara Kalawa, another advisor. Mr. Almabi Toure, the Assistant Secretary General. Mr. Santini Edward Koma. What am I saying? I don't introduce this time. Mr. Alfred Koyate. And Mrs. Koyate, who is the able woman that we were trying to put this morning. She came and rescued us. Mrs. Koyate, thank you very much. And as we go along, I will be introducing the others because they are trying to cater for our stomach. So they are home, preparing whatever they can prepare so at least by 2 or 3 o'clock we should be eating something to make us feel good. They will be on their way. Yes,
All right. Let me make a quick corrections here. Possibly I was waiting for when every chapter president is going to be given a minute to say something, then we'll just introduce the person. But unfortunately, probably I'll be doing wrong if I do not do that now. The chapter president for the Philadelphia chapter is not here, but we have the vice president, the person of Mr. Cheka Kamara. He's going to say a word or two on behalf of the Philadelphia chapter when the time comes. We also have another elderly individual who's sitting right at the back. Probably that's why I didn't recognize him in the first place. But upon his arrival, I asked him for the apple. He couldn't give me anything. Maybe that's why I forgot. We have Alaji Tufro, the Big Apple. And everyone must have a bite. Yeah, we also have another individual, we cannot forget him. He's another active participant of the APC chapter. That's Mr. Minka Elusise, right over there. So, I think we've exhausted the list, and every chapter president will be given an opportunity to say one or two words just when this individual will say something. Thank you all.
Thank you. I will now call upon the Honorable Dawda Togo.
Address me.
Yes.
His Excellency, Ambassador for members of the Council, all protocols observed.
I think yeah, that's what it is. First, you come out here.
Yes. Right there. Sure.
Good afternoon, public. Let me start by thanking everybody for coming to participate in this process. I must also thank those that cannot make it here today, either because of family and or job commitments, or some other issues that are beyond your control. I am convinced that wherever they are in their own ways, collectively participating honestly in this peace process. Comrades, this is a process. Therefore, let's get started. We have to have act or courage to encourage each other. There is no bravery or boldness without heart. There is no spirit or support without heart. There is no sacrifice for soul without heart. Nothing great ever gets done without heart. You've got to have heart. Who is supposed to? And of course. There is nothing worthy than peace in a political family. When we are at peace, there is no mountain that we cannot collectively move. Peace is our best friend. Rancor, crisis, are worst enemies. We all know how hard and honest our leader is working for our beloved party and country. One of the ways we can complement his hard work and contribution to his agenda for change is to work together and ensure that he gets re-elected without any runoff once next year.
Thank you.
Because of my commitment to this in APC NA, I have respectfully asked Chairman Aziz Suede to recuse me from the panel. As a fundraising ambassador and peace envoy to APC NA, peace in APC NA is the only thing that can make our work life. We have to take cognizance of the fact that because of the determination some of us have to succeed in our assignments, we tend to hurt each other in the process. But we have to reconcile at the end of the day because we are a family. The APC family is the institution that brings us together as a family. In this family, if anyone feels that he or she has been hurt by me, intentionally or otherwise, let me get started. I say to that person, I'm sorry. And for those that felt hurt by me, either intentionally or otherwise, there is no need for apologies. I bear no indignation. I am reconciled. So let's open our hearts to each other, love each other, and work as a team. If not for ourselves, but for our leader, our party, and our country. I thank you all, and may God bless you.
Thank you.
Chairman, there's no way we cannot make mistakes. I'm sorry, I made a mistake and I need to correct it with your permission.
Right.
We have an individual here whom we always call upon and is always ready to answer to our call in various committees. We have the transition committee and he works diligently. And now he is the chairman of the bylaws review committee. And he's spending much of his time in that work. It's unfortunate I stand here, even though he's sitting right in front of me. I couldn't see him. I'm really sorry, my brother. And it's no other person than Mr. Mohammed Lamin Fufana. I needed to make corrections. Thank you.
That's why we put you on the hot seat. That's right. Mr. Chairman, I think this is time for presidents of the various chapters who are here to do 2 or 3 minutes presentation and introduction of their members who are present.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the advice of the chairman, I will now call upon the president of the Washington chapter, Madam Yabomi Sise.
Come on, about this.
You get me there?
Yes, very well.
Everybody.
Yes, very well. Okay.
Anytime, just as long as you please.
Excellency, Ambassador Zachary Stevens, members of the panel, our chairman, Mr. Andres Suret, chapter president, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Sise.
I am very, very happy and delighted to introduce the members of this great chapter. First, I would like to introduce my sister who has been with me through thick and thin. When I came to this country, I stayed with her, and my daughter, she has been a mother to me. She is a friend to me, a confidant, and wherever I go, she goes with me. She always tells me that she is my eyes. She says, and I'm very blessed to have her in my life. Madam Jane Sise is doing. I love you. And God bless you. On my brother. I've known this man from school days. He has been a brother to me, and I'm blessed to have him in my life. He is not a person called Mr. Muhammad Lamin Kobana. He's also an advisor to the president. He's one of my advisors. Then I have another sister. I've known her since school days. We went to the Great Soviet Union together. I was a student. We stayed there, we had fun, and she has always been in my life. She was the women's leader of our chapter. But one day I received a call from our chairman requesting her to be as the women's leader to national. I have no objection to that. And she's now the women's leader, Mrs. Mary Badara. Her husband is the chief executive advisor. Then I have a very dear friend. He was my campaign manager. Wow. He did a fantastic job. I'm here today because of what he did. He worked endlessly to make sure that I become the first female president of Washington. Mr. Muhammad Kokona, aka Sayanga. Thank you very much, Sayanga. Thanks for everything. The next person is another close friend. I've known this man since 1988 when I worked at the Sierra Leone Produce Marketing Board. We became instant brothers and sisters. We worked together. I came here, I met him. He also married my niece. So he is son-in-law. I will not say former, but once a son-in-law, I mean, he did everything. He told people about me, and he also to make sure that I'm here with them. I'm very grateful to have you, Mr. Osman, former chairman. I have another sister with us here. She is the queen, but I told her after my inauguration that I am the queen with a crown. And we are always fighting for that title, for the crown. Anyway, I mean, I consider I give her the title. And that no other person but Queen Abi Bengali Nansari. I have another important person. If I have missed that person, I don't think I would have traveled back to Virginia. He is also a son-in-law. He is another brother. During election, even before election, he did everything. He's always protected. I mean, they all fought tirelessly to make sure that I'm being elected as the president. He did everything. One day, my sister attended a meeting. She saw him and she fell in love with him. She said, oh, this man has genuine love for you. He is a brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to introduce Mr. Hassan Next, I have a very important person amongst us. Honorable Dauda Tomo. I remember when we were fighting, when he came back, he called me, and then he said, listen, I'll give you all my support. He said, I will do whatever it takes. He said, if you need help, I'm here. Feel free to contact me. I will give you the help that you need. He said, do not hesitate to call me. Day or night, I will be for you. I will give you my vote today and forever. And he has done it. Giving me advice, calling me, and telling me whatever is important to move from Washington State to the ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to bring to you Honorable Dauda Tomo. Next, among the panelists is Dr. Jafara. Well, my presidency, everybody here knows about my presidency. The most talked about elections. The most, I'm the most famous president. Yes. Anywhere and I introduce myself, I hear people say, oh, so yeah, yes, I am. They said we have read about you. Sometimes I just make a joke here and there. I said, do you need anything? They said, no, you deserve all the best. Ladies and gentlemen, I have here with us Dr. Jafara Toure, who was one of the election commissioners. And we all read about him. Thank you very much, Professor Jafara. And then we also have my sister, who is being with us. When she came back, she was one of the panelists again who made the decision about our election. She is a sister, a blood sister. That's no other person but Madam Patricia. And before I take my seat, I would also like to introduce the ambassador, who is also a member of our
God bless you.
One day last week, I opened my computer and then I saw a strange email. What is this? Where does this email come from? I opened it, it was P. Sexy, Madam Nigeria, Bangura, requesting that I send dates, availability dates, so that we could meet with the ambassador to introduce the executive. In fact, I was shocked because I wasn't expecting an email from the ambassador at that time. But anyway, we did. I convened a meeting, and then we went last week and we did the introduction. You all know what followed after that. I am happy to introduce to you our dynamic ambassador. I mean, when you go to the embassy, you'll be proud to be a Slovenian. Because we have ladies and gentlemen, our dynamic ambassador, Ambassador Bakari Stevens, who is also a member of the Yes.
Thank you, Madam Yambo. That was a well-set introduction. I will now call upon the chapter president for Georgia, Mr. Umaru Jao.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Your Excellency, Ambassador David. Your Excellency, Honorable Ambassador David, Honorable Member of Parliament, Madam Khalil Sise, and Mr. Tombo, and ladies and gentlemen, I think there is a light in the tunnel.
Amen. Let it come.
This is not something that comes so easily. We can cite an example, the Arab-Israeli war. When Egypt and Israel were fighting, America was in the middle of that, and they decided that there should be an everlasting peace. So each party took itself as an enemy of the other party. So the only way peace was going to be achieved was to give something. When you have two enemies fighting together, they have to give something. There should be some negotiation and compromise. So I think we must not give it up. We have to stand strong, and I think we have to be optimistic. We have to get together and talk about peace. Our leaders in Freetown, they cannot come here all the time and talk to us what we have to do for the success of the APC. As far as APC is concerned, it's one family. One family can fight each other, but we have to come together and iron out our differences. So I think today is a brighter day for this national. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, I am appealing to everybody who is here this evening to please have some kind of hope that we're going to achieve what we are here for. And I'm advising every member that let's not let petty things move us away from achieving our goal. The elections are coming. And our leader and Mr. Goma expect a lot from us. So as a matter of fact, we cannot sit here and just fight each other. It doesn't pay us. Our enemy is the SLPP, not ourselves. We should expect something here better to help our leaders back in the country. But if we keep fighting, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot succeed. Abraham Lincoln said that a house that is divided cannot stand. So if we divide ourselves here, we are not going to show any political strength that will be fixed the SLPP come 2012. So what we need tonight is that we prepare ourselves here and try to unify ourselves as a strong political force that will be able to penetrate Britain and defeat the SLPP. This is what we expect everybody to do here tonight.
Thank you.
I thank the Honorable Ambassador, I thank the National Chairman for this great opportunity you all have given me to express my opinion here. But once more, please, let us work together, let us put our differences aside, and let us work towards peace. This is what Ernest Baikuru, our leader, the greatest leader Sierra Leone has ever had. And the leader that has, for the first time, shown the report, progress report. Sierra Leone has never had a leader that will come out there and show the progress report. But we had it from Ernest Baikuru. So that's a pride. And we have achieved a lot. See, we've got about 15 chapters. That's a great achievement. The success of the APC was in our hands. We did try for APC to win. But now, why are we divided? Are we trying to, lose the dream that people like Sheikh Stephen and the rest of them have worked for? No. So please, let us come together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. I will now call upon Mr. Shekhar